Good morning, afternoon, everybody. I'm Tom Vasel.
I'm Camilla.
I'm Joey Evans.
Welcome to another Top 10.
Woohoo!
We always want to say thank you in our Top 10 to our sponsors. We want to say thank you to...
Go ahead.
My mind just went blank. Board Game Bliss.
Okay.
A great store where you can find all kinds of great games. Many of these new games coming out of Gen Con. Where are you going to get them? Board Game Bliss. Mm-hmm. And Grip Mats. I'm telling you, I just played a card game yesterday on a mat. And I thought it's better to play on a mat than not.
Yes.
So
that was a deep thought.
Agree. It was a deep thought.
Yeah, that was a deep thought for a Wednesday. Yeah. Woof.
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't use any thoughts on Monday, okay? So
it's true.
So you saved all those good ones for Wednesday, such as
check out Grip Mats.
Good.
They have all kinds of cool, mats for specific games and just mats to play on the table.
A lot of good mats.
Speaking of setup for games and things, that's what this top 10 list is about. So I want to be clear, for me at least, and I think for all of us, these are games that we enjoy.
I love all of these games.
That's a big thing. I almost felt guilty putting them on a list like this.
This is basically a preview to my top 100.
Right.
I have found out.
I don't want them to be mad at me over this.
Yeah. Well,
but games sometimes take a while to set up, to the point where some of these games, I might go, well, I'm not going to play it today. No matter how much I like it, it's a bit to set up. And some of these, I think there's going to be disagreement maybe from people watching saying that the game doesn't take that long to set up. For me, 100%. It takes long to set up.
Right. Time is a commodity. I'm
not even talking about that. It's just talking about the way I've stored the game. It takes me a while to set up.
Oh, dear. Because you threw away the insert?
No. No.
You don't throw away inserts?
Because you have deep regrets?
I do throw away
inserts. Yes, you do.
Oh, he does.
Will there be any crossover?
Yes.
Probably.
Will there be a three-way crossover?
A three-way crossover.
Yeah. No.
No. Yeah. Maybe. There'll be.
Thank you for covering all possibilities with your answer.
No. Two-way for sure.
Two-way twice. I'm going to say two-way twice.
Two.
But no three.
All right.
Ooh, might be a three.
Well, again, we're not criticizing it. We are. But they just take a long time to set up. So here we go.
My number 10 is an excellent pick, and I know this because...
Wow! Good choice.
Wow. Good
I
choice.
did great on my list. Because it's already been mentioned in chat. We are 2 minutes in. It's already been called out.
Is it the one that I forgot?
Is it Nemesis?
Uh-huh.
It is Nemesis. Oh my goodness. I love this game. First of all, I came to this game way too late. I feel like
I agree.
It was just last year that I played it. And
really?
I've been trying to play it for like years.
I don't think that's a problem.
I don't think it's a problem either. I'm just saying, like,
Unless you plan on dying next year. You got plenty of years left.
Well, I don't plan
to,
but you never know. It's like, wait, whoa, was that a threat?
Not for me.
I feel concerned. Yeah, Nemesis, it's great. It's such a good game, but it's such a big...
Sure.
I believe it is a fantastic game, and I highly enjoy playing it. But the setup does keep it from getting to the table because it is going to be such a big footprint, and it's always, unless you have a massive round table or a huge gaming table, it's just this puzzle just to get it all to fit. And then you have the... miniatures that go everywhere, the modular ship, with the different rooms you have to shuffle up, the secret objectives. There's just a lot of prep that's going to go to actually start playing.
Yeah, the reason, this is on my short list, the reason it did not make my list is because all of these games, if I saw them set up, I'd jump into them.
Well, no, okay, wait.
This one is not.
Oh, okay.
I would not, like, if I saw it set up, I would not be like, because I don't like it that much. There's little parts of it, so I'm like, okay.
You don't like Nemesis that much, you're saying?
Right.
Oh, okay, got it. No, I very much enjoy it.
I'm with Joey. Not that I dislike it.
It's just a hidden trader thing for me. It's like somebody can lie about the engine.
But you can always not do that. You can always leave, because that's a one that might be in there. You can just say, hey guys, we're not going to play with this, and then shuffle up the different objectives. That's what I do.
would probably play that way.
Yes, that's how I almost always play.
You don't play with the secret goals? Like it's your job to kill Joey?
She plays with that all the time in every game.
No.
Yeah. Actually, one of my problems is that this game just has so much overhead. It's not just the setup. You're constantly having to do things.
Right.
But the thing is, it's gorgeous. That's the only thing. It's like, man, it looks really good on the table.
And it's the closest to a movie almost than
anything.
It really does. Yeah.
Especially when they're painted. Oh, it looks so good.
Yep, that's my number 10, Nemesis.
That's a good pick. This one is probably the newest to my games that I have played. This is one I played the most recently. Actually, only played it for the first time last week at Gen Con. It's one I've been wanting to play for a while, and it is a lot of setup. It is HeroScape.
You played a small
you did
setup.
play
I
it,
played a
finally.
small one,
Nice.
and the small one, the skirmish, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's a small, it's a baby board." I'm like, it took a bit. I mean, here's why it's number 10.
This picture.
It's
This
is the setup.
Stop motion at me and
it's insane. Okay, but here's why it's so low on the list. That's a lot of setup, but the setup is also kind of fun, which makes it to where it doesn't rise higher. It's actually enjoyable to put those together. I think it gets more tedious as you start, because you said you can do armies, and you're picking out armies, you're kind of doing the point thing, and it just becomes, just the terrain is enough of a setup. But then if you have to choose your armies, you have to balance that, all that, it becomes a lot.
It seems like one that wouldn't have been bad as a kid, because if it's a rainy day, you're like, cool, I got 6 hours and I can't go outside on a Saturday. Right, you know. But as an adult, you're like, oh, okay, but I also have this laundry list of things to do.
Exactly.
I don't need the game before the game.
Yes, exactly. So anyway, I think it's totally worth it. Again, I look forward to playing this again, but I look forward to walking by and someone saying, hey, I've got HeroScape set up. You want to jump in? 100% I'll jump in.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right, my number 10 is the smallest of my list because it's the easiest of sorts, and I'm working on making it easier, but I played this game a couple weeks ago and was like, man, this is a bit of a pain. And this is Dominion. Now, I love Dominion.
It's a good one.
There is now 176 billion different sets of cards
It's
that
insane.
you can play. But I have all these cards, and I'll be like, well, let's play a game of Dominion. We'll grab 10 random decks. So I put out. I'll put out. How is this possible? I'll put out the different cards, and I'll put 4 out, and the fourth one is another cost 5. And I already have 3 cost 5s out. Yeah. And I'm like, well, that's too many cost 5s. All right. So I put that one back, and then I put 4. I'm like, that one doesn't go with this card. You know what? I don't even like that card. Why are we playing with that one? And it takes entirely too long for me to set up Dominion. This is more of a personal problem than anything else.
I agree.
If I was completely random, it would probably be less of a problem, but I also think we'd have less fun. I like playing with a somewhat honed set of cards.
And you don't like to hone them beforehand.
The rain has come.
It is.
I hear it.
That's
monsooning out there. Yes.
Oh, well, we're inside. Yay. But anyway, 10 is Dominion. This particular deck building when you have all the expansions.
Okay. Yeah. So I think I ordered my list similar to what you were saying, Tom, where as the higher the number goes, or the lower the number goes, whatever, 10 to 1 is how much the setup keeps me from getting it to the table. You know, so it's like how much the setup gets in the way of me actually taking it off the shelf and taking that step. So number 9 is Obsession. And this one is lower because I feel like it is a lot of little things that just junk up the setup. So you have to set up your bag, right? And in order to set the bag, you need to put all these tiles in. And unless you're playing with the expansion, then make sure you put those in as well. But then there's 8 monuments in there. You need to make sure you only have 4, depending on your player count. But also if your player count is this, then include those. So you have all these different rules just to build the bag. And then you have like 5 different, it's at least 4 different decks that you have to build. You have your guests, your regular guest and your prestige guest, and then or casual and prestige, and then you also have your VP and your objective goal decks, and then you have like all this, right? And so it's just all these little bitty things you have to do that just like by the time you get there, you're like, oh, wait, hold on. I forgot to put out the servants. How many servants do we get in the pool? And that matters. You have to have a specific number of servants in the pool based on your player count. So it's just a lot of little things that make the setup take forever. It's not like, all right, everybody jump in and take care of something real quick. Let's get this out. You know, I do find it to be, once you get to the gameplay, it's really smooth and it goes so well. But that setup just is too long. And then you have to deconstruct that at the end as well because it's all based on player count.
See, this was not even on my short list because every time I played it, you have had it set up for me.
Yes. Yeah, you didn't see that 30 minutes beforehand.
I had no idea setup was this extensive on this. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
Speaking of that, there's probably a few people watching this video going, setup isn't hard for games at all. They're always ready when I get there.
Right.
Shut up.
You're welcome.
Shut up.
You're welcome.
That is true.
Yeah.
You're also the guy who leaves before we pack up the game. You're like, I don't really know where anything goes, so I wouldn't be of any help.
Yeah. I know you want to organize this your way, so I'll just leave you to it. Yeah. Anyway, that's my number 9, obsession.
All right, my number 9 is a system that has a lot of different styles of games, but each one of their iterations has the same set of problems on this. Later, it got a bit better, but it's still one of those like, okay, we're going to tonight play Zombicide. I need to start putting it together now. It's a lot. I mean, even if you just have the base, the putting it together and getting all, right now we've got so many expansions. I've got binders. So you go through and you choose who you want to have, just to have them organized, all that, choose who you want, pull them out. Then when you get into scenario specific, everything has to be specific. You have to put the certain tokens in certain areas, and you have to follow that to a T. And it's a fairly light game. As opposed to like Nemesis and things, this is a lighter game, but the meat of it is in the setup and the breakdown. And there's so many different boxes. I think the reason I gravitate to the zombie one, the Night of the Living Dead, is because that's probably the simplest to set up. The boards are smaller, it comes out quick, and the scenarios are few. It's easy to hit the table. These are great, again, if they're set up. And again, sometimes I go above and beyond. I put up the walls. I do all that to get the experience. It just adds to that time. I think it's worth it. I love the system. I love Marvel Zombies. I love all of these. But it doesn't negate the fact that it's a bear to set up. It's one of those that will hurt replayability.
It's very particular, right?
It is.
You have to do this exactly like this and match this picture, which has like 5 tokens on it or 6 tokens. It's very meticulous.
Even the campaigns. I would love to go through the campaigns. Like I think you did part of one, right?
I did.
And I love that idea, but then it's a lot. Every time, even though it's an hour, you've got 30 minutes each side, and you mentioned Teardown. Teardown again. It's the same thing as setup in reverse for a lot of these.
Yeah.
So anyway, Zombicide, I love it, but again, the more you get, the more bloat you have, the longer it takes to hit the table.
All right, my number 9, let's go big or go home. Twilight Imperium 4th edition.
Oh, buddy.
I mean, it is what it is, right? This one, the setup. Now, again, this is one, technically, according to the rules of the game, you are supposed to, at the same time, as part of the game, you all build that board together.
Oh,
I have
interesting.
never played that way.
Oh.
I've always built the most even board I could possibly make, and then be like, and that's the board. I'll pick last where I start, to make it fair.
Right.
Because it takes a long time. But even there's piles of stuff everywhere. When you throw in the expansion, we haven't even included the new expansion yet.
No.
There's a lot to set up. Everyone has to set up their own player boards. Now, if everyone is on board and everyone knows the game, it can be very helpful because everyone helps set up. And this is a game where that will happen more often than others. Like in Obsession, you're probably not getting help. In this one, you probably will.
Okay.
Speaking of this, did you promise to play this with somebody in an
What?
upcoming event?
Did I?
They told me in the email you did, and I said, I think he was lying.
Was it Inscription?
It was Inscription. It was not
Did
Imperium.
they mishear?
Did they say Imperium?
I don't know, but whatever I'm remembering is what happened.
I hope it was Inscription. But now, that being said, if you saw this set up, would you jump into it?
No.
No, because you have to think it's you have to have a huge
5-year
time commitment.
commitment.
If I'm playing Game of Twilight Imperium, I am planning. I don't just walk by and jump. Be like, why not?
Oh, that's
you
set
can't
up.
sit
Let me
still
jump
long
in.
enough.
Yeah.
Except at the bash.
What are you talking about?
Like a normal con. You couldn't play through this.
You know I played this.
Where?
You think I'm lying?
No. I mean, did you play at home or did you play like on the air or something?
On the air?
On the air. On the
That's
airplane.
really-
This is the airplane game.
Did you say on the air?
Sir, we need to use part of your tray.
Oh,
That's okay.
fine.
I did that at the restaurant, remember? I said about the tip thing, I said, we'll talk about this off camera.
Yes, you did. we were not on camera at that point.
Because the waiter was asking this question, I was like, we'll handle it off camera. I'm like, we're not on camera.
There was
We'll
no
handle it
camera.
later.
Waiter was very
It's not-
confused
yeah,
at
yeah.
that point.
Anyway, this is a big one. And there's
This
a
is
lot.
big.
This can be helped. And that's why it's lower on the list, because I think if people are involved and they know what they're doing, you get a lot of people help set up.
Nice. That's good. My number 8 is, for many of the reasons you were saying with Zombicide, I could use the same reasons here. It's going to have that modular board, a lot of tokens that go into it. But in Cthulhu Death May Die, you also have multiple decks that you're having to combine. You have to take your monster deck, combine with a scenario deck, and shuffle those up. So it's just that added layer on top of it, So like you're saying with the Marvel Zombicide, you have to choose a scenario to play, or in this case a season and a monster to play against. Everyone has to choose their character, and then your character's going to have, that's pretty quick setup, your actual character setup.
Right.
But the board, making sure you set it up exactly right so that it's balanced and you actually have a chance of winning, and then making the decks and getting them out there and making sure you have the right minis out and available. There's a lot going on that goes into this, very similar to Zombicide.
Yeah, this was on my short list too for the same reasons you said. Because it's, again, 100% worth it. I know you think the same thing.
Absolutely. Again, like I said, this is like a preview to my top 100. These are fantastic games.
Stop spoiling the top 100. Just be like, you might see these.
You might see these.
Top 100.
They've definitely all been very high. I might hate them now.
By the way, top 100 coming soon.
Hey.
Just a couple
Tomorrow.
months.
I'm just kidding.
I have it ready for Monday. I'm good. I'm ready to go.
Are you? Mm-hmm. So am I. Sure.
No,
Chris isn't, though.
I just set
wait.
his spreadsheet up for him this morning. He's not ready.
Oh, yeah, that's true. What is the spreadsheet? Oh, is it me?
That's not me.
All right. This was one that surprised me on the list because, again, it wasn't one.
I love how he's surprised by his own list.
Because I realized.
Every time he's like,
what? Woo! What a moron.
Did I do that?
Okay. Because it's not one of those I'd normally think about, but it does make it to where this does not have the table. Because it has just a lot of cards, and you have to get the cards out, put them in a very specific order and a specific number of cards, and if you don't, the entire thing is off. I love the game. It's Awkward Guests. Awkward Guests it has a lot of cards in there, but the setup for this is longer than the game. I love the game.
Is clearly not true. The setup is longer than the game.
All right, it seems longer. It's less fun than the
emotionally.
game.
Let me tell you how the setup works.
I want to have fun with my life.
The setup is there's a list of 50 numbers, and I'm like, Joey, we need 13. Joey goes 13. 17.
Well, does he
sure,
start?
That takes a bit.
But he has to start counting at one
takes
each
a
time.
bit. I don't have that many
on
fingers, Tom.
I'm saying Joey does.
Oh, yeah, true. Thanks. I didn't mean to ruin your joke. But I'm saying, no, I actually think this is a reasonable choice. There's some long setup on here, but it's not even remotely longer
Okay, it's not as
the first turn of the game.
But here's the thing. It's not only the setup. It's the teardown. You have to put them back in order. And also the insert.
It's not the top 10 teardown.
The insert for this is not great because those cards always jumble together. But it is one of those, I kind of wish there was an easier way to do it.
Things that do. Bags.
Yeah, bags. I know. You and your
You just
bags.
throw it all in there?
No, I use the little cubbies they have.
Oh.
And then you turn it sideways?
100%. They have to be stored like this, right?
Oh my God.
All right, but
Sounds like a personal problem.
Again, I did wish the new Awkward Guests would kind of minimize this after and whatever, but apparently it did not. I mean, you played it, but it's just that again. This is such a great game. It's worth it, but the setup and then breaking it apart and stuff, it takes a while. And again, if you make a mistake, it really throws everything off. I mean, it's a simple mistake. Card 13's not in there or whatever, Mm-hmm. So it'll mess up.
That's true. It actually won't.
Really?
You can solve them without all the cards.
With the wrong cards, you think you can?
Well, that's just bad.
I know.
That's just bad setup.
I know. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, Awkward Guess, my number 8.
All right, my number 8's a two-parter. Okay, not really. It's the same game. But my number 8 is Mansions of Madness.
Yes.
Now, part 1 of this would have been
first edition.
In number 2, for sure.
Yes.
Because in the first edition of Mansions of Madness, there was a game master, and if you messed up any part of it, you ruined the game.
Yeah.
Now, 2 is not so bad, but it still is. This is in my slot of, I didn't want to put all Arkham Horror style games in this list, but Arkham Horror could have fit in this list. Eldritch Horror could have fit in this list, because there's always like
his writing could fit in this list.
10 decks of cards, sort out the monsters, because we're going to ask you to find a specific monster, and you're going to be like, where is that monster?
Yeah.
And where are all the tokens? The app makes it a lot easier.
It does.
But when I combine it with the first edition, this one's on the list.
Yeah.
First one would be very high, but there's still a lot of checking and getting, especially, and again, this is a player fault in a sense, well, and the publisher for making expansions. But once you start including expansions,
oh, for sure,
they're like, we need this tile, and you're like, Where's that tile?
Yeah, that's brutal.
Exactly.
So, Mansions of Madness.
Yeah, on my short list.
All right, at number 7. Oh, this one hurts to say because I do just love the game so much. This is Too Many Bones. Too Many Bones is a lot of setup, and this is one that's a lot of setup on the individual player. Because, I mean, you have the different dice that you have to get out and make sure every character has their specific assigned dice. You have to set up your encounter deck correctly. You have to set up, your loot decks and things like that. So there's a lot of setup in the chits and the things like that.
Right.
But then a lot of the setup also comes from your individual character, that you have to make sure you have your right set of dice set to the right faces, in the right slots, the right ones ready, this kind of stuff. And so it's a lot of setup to get ready to play within your character as well.
Does the insane cube,
the trove chest,
does that help?
It helps get it to the table quicker, but I don't think it necessarily helps it get started any quicker.
Really? That's a good way to say it.
I thought that was glued into the calyx and you just pulled out pieces.
You pretty much, but then again, you're going to get it out to the table and like, okay, cool, I want this encounter deck here, right here. I want this, I want this and I want that. So you're pulling your pieces. So it's getting to the table quicker than taking out of baggies and things like that. But you still are having to make sure you get the right dice, put it on your player mat, read your player aid, making sure you're getting it set up correctly, before you go into step 1, you really need to understand your character. And so it's very player driven in the setup or the pre-game of this game.
Yeah,
it's Too Many Bones, my number 7.
Way too many bones.
I do want to play this again. That's been many years.
Why not? Why haven't you not played it lately? Setup, isn't it? 100%.
What?
Setup. All right.
I'll play with you. I will.
It's called time.
Okay.
I will always play this game. I don't think I'd ever say no to a play of it. Oh, it's so good.
All right, my number 7 is the only one that Chris said I'm going to get flack for on this one.
Yes!
Wait, you showed Chris your list? Oh,
I did. He put it together. He goes, that's the only one. And you got to give me a chance to justify this, all right?
Wait, what about me, Chris? How was mine? Thanks.
There was a thumbs up off camera for you that haven't seen it.
We already went through the ones I was worried.
Thumbs up! There we go. That's much better.
Went through the ones I was worried about getting flack on, so I'm okay.
So this one... Okay, now that I'm saying it out loud, I can see the flack coming. But
just say it.
All right, this one is, in general, big box. Big boxes for me are
wait, that's
hold on.
What?
Here's the thing.
Not a game.
Hear me out.
What are you talking about?
Hear me out. Hear me
no.
out. Listen.
This is what you say for
My number 7
This is what you say for Patreon.
Right,
yeah. Modern gaming.
Okay, I knew I'd get flack over
Any
this.
game with an expansion.
Will you?
Oh my gosh.
No, let me tell you. Each of those two, like Escape the Dark Castle, Valley of the Kings, would hit the table all the time, right? Then I got the big box. They have not hit the table since then. It creates decision paralysis.
I'm not arguing with you.
But that's not
the top 10 games.
Again,
oh, it is.
No.
The setup is too long on
this
these.
is something you talk about in the after thing that we do for Patreon. This isn't a whole slot.
Thank you.
What
You know what?
I'm
with the chat. They agree with me. So
we're not saying you're wrong.
Thing.
We're saying it's not a game and doesn't get numbered.
Okay, it increases.
My number 7 is board games as compared to card games.
It increases setup time. It just you cannot debate it. I mean, it's like for those Valley of the Kings again. It's a simple small box.
I understand that, but 7 could have been big boxes. It could be campaign
That's what I'm saying.
games. It could be.
But
why don't we? Why don't we
setup time.
We're not doing categories here.
It increases setup time, which is what this is about.
What's the name of the video? What's the name of it? Real quick.
The setup is worth it.
Is it
something
games?
like that?
Look, I actually 100% agree with you.
No, yes. I don't want to hear it. You know what? I'm all alone on this island with my people in the chat.
You are 100% correct in your argument. It is 100% not valid on this list.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Fine.
All right, my number 7. After that travesty.
I did not expect that reaction, though.
My number 7 is. I was waiting for a game, and then you're like, big box. Like,
right. We're like, wait, what?
Yeah. Wow.
Oh.
Also, things that are wet. Water.
Yeah, also, why wouldn't that just been number 1 then? If it's that strong of an argument, that's number 1.
Why is that not number 1?
If it was number 1, I'd be like, all right,
six
cool.
is better than number. Okay. Anyway, my number 7.
What a dummy.
Fine.
My number 7 is if I'm rating them by annoyance to set up, this is number 1. This is by far.
How big is the box?
Huge.
Boom! I just won
But
again.
my number 7 is not big box. Actually, number 7 you have both played, but I have done the effort of putting this.
I
this
do like
game
that.
has double-sided cards, huge map, big books. Takes forever to set this game up, and this is Ann's Trespass Odyssey.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness!
I like this game. Look at that. That's so easy. Just 5 figures.
Right there. That's all you got to do, Tom.
This is the combat part of the game, which has 6 decks.
Yeah, right.
And then you go to the other one, and there's decks, and I'm like, where is these cards?
Yeah.
Oh, they're on the other side of these cards. This game got dropped some, and then we had to resort it out, and I paid someone to sort it out.
Well, yeah, because you also can't tell from the picture here that the box is like you were saying, a big box about this big, and it is
called Ann's Trespass Odyssey,
full.
the name of my segment.
and it is chock full.
It is the biggest
cards.
box out there.
It's huge, and it's all the decks are different, and then they're like, these cards are secret, so hide them behind this. And you're just like, wow.
Right, yeah.
And it's just a giant thing, and that's not even counting the fact that they came out with a expansion for it.
Oh.
No.
This.
And then I printed out like 15 player aids.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh, right. Yeah, you have to like make your own book. You're like
I was
shorthand
playing
book.
it, and then I played it on the app, and I was doing a live thing of it, or going through a thing, and then the app messed up, and I was like, I can't do it again. I just can't.
Right.
It was just so much work.
It's a set up and leave it out until you finish it, which is, gonna be a year.
And this was not on my list because I've blocked it out of my mind. It was that long of a setup. It's so good, but then it's like, I remember you had it set up at your house, and you're like, it was set up there for 2 months.
I'll put it this way. I never set it up, and just, I would come and you already had it set up.
Yes.
Walking in, it's that instant appreciation that you're like, ooh,
yeah.
this
But you
is
have
a
to set
lot.
it up during the game. We're like, now we're going to do a battle. So we have the battle now.
Yeah.
Now the battle's over. Unset up everything.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, that's a good one.
So, and Trespass Odyssey by number 7.
My number 6 is a game that is going to be scenario based, and so a lot of the setup is just chugs through that in setting up an individual scenario each time. This is going to be Robinson Crusoe Adventure on the Cursed Island. Did I get that subtitle right?
Boom.
Yeah.
Robinson
Crusoe, hard to learn, yes. And so on this one, every time you play, you have your base setup, which has a couple decks in it. That's not that bad. You just separate them out by color and put them out. There's a little bit of fiddliness in putting out the different items because there's some that always have to be out there. Then the others, you choose a certain number and put the rest back in the box. So little quibbles like that, but generally pretty smooth until you have to choose a scenario. And if you have the collector's edition, which is what I believe is showing in the picture here, not the video, that has like 100 scenarios in it, maybe. I don't know. I mean, more than 50. More than 50. And each of those have their own setup for the island, for the board, their own rules, their own limitations and boons, and this symbol means that, and so again, similar to what I was saying with Too Many Bones, but rather than learning your own player thing, you're having to learn how this whole scenario works because your goals are different, your challenges are different, your decks might be set up different, your available resources are different, and so you really have to spend a lot of time setting up mentally. I mean, physically for the game, but then also mentally kind of wrapping it around.
There's a lot.
I mean, it's a significant setup each time.
As a side note, and I wouldn't make this a whole number because I follow the rules, but I would put almost any game where there's a setup and then there's a scenario setup. And you have to go back and forth between the two. I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay, do this, do this, do this. Now go back here, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay, put out 15 brown cubes. You go over here. Don't put out 15. Put out 4 less if playing with 3 players.
Right.
Like, wait, what?
Yeah, so my number 6 is scenario-based games.
Yeah. Feels kind of pointed. All right. All right. My number 6 is if you're one that really loves. I know you like this game. This is one that, again, this is one of the most thematic games I've played.
Ooh, tell me more.
But it's like one of those that feels so good. but it's only uses cards.
Oh,
but
I'm
the
out.
cards you have to pull. You're back in.
No
I think
minis out?
you look through, and it's hard to get those cards out. They're not numbered. You got to get the titles. It is legendary encounters.
Yes.
Oh,
and 100%.
so
You're right on
yes.
this.
Even Alien
Yes.
is the one that goes to it.
I forgot this one.
This one,
Yeah.
that is the biggest hurdle to play in this game, because once you get in it, man, it's so thematic. It feels so good. You're playing through each one of those movies, even just an Alien. You've got Alien 1, 2, 3, and it's feels good. But again, it all goes by naming the cards. You look for the cards you name and put them all together. The Matrix kind of helped with this, but not a lot. And again, they have dividers, but none of the dividers are named. You have to label them yourself.
To be fair, the worst setup for this game is when you buy it.
Yes,
Not when you're
100%.
setting up a game of it,
100%.
but buying it.
Yeah.
You're like, and because Upper Deck was like, you know what? I bet players would love to sort this out themselves.
And when all
I
the-
also did the component dropping this early.
Oh, that would be horrible. Oh.
I still don't go to the Upper Deck booth to this day.
Oh.
Surprised you didn't just trash the game and buy a new one. You're like, no.
That hurts me. And then I know you don't mention
Yeah.
Teardown here, but again, same thing on Teardown.
Yeah.
You've got to separate all those decks. And again, you have to do it because it feels so thematic. Everything is from the movie in there, but that is shown through the setup.
This is my disappointment. I forgot it.
Yeah.
And,
'Cause I know you love this game.
I really love this
Yeah.
game. It's good.
So
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
let's
redeemed.
jump to a Euro game here.
Hey,
I just recently
ooh.
played this game a few weeks ago.
every Euro game is your number 6, right?
No, because some are easy to set up. This one's a lot of work, even with the insert, and this is Caverna. Now, I love Caverna. I think it's a very fun game. I also love that artwork. Look at that cover. But when you're setting up the game, you have to put these little rooms out on this board, then they're all separate. And that takes a good chunk of time. Like, here they are. Figure out where they go on that board. Someone's setting that up. And now I'm making piles of all the different resources everywhere. And I have a thing that barely fits in the box that holds it all in place. It doesn't matter. You pull them out, they're spilling. You put them over here, you do this. The whole thing is just a pain in the neck. And so much that my hand froze while doing it. I like Caverna a lot, but man, is this setup kind of a bear. There's just so much stuff to separate out. You're putting the cards in order. Anytime there's like a very specific deck,
Yeah.
I can do a lot of Euro games that have that. This card goes 4 down, and this one, and then 3 players shuffle 3 of these, and you're like, whoop.
Yeah. Make 3 equal stacks, and this one do this, and this one do that. Yeah.
So I like Caverna a lot, but there's a bag market variant? Now that's interesting.
Oh.
Ooh, I like that.
Did that just invalidate your number 6?
No.
Welcome
but
to my world.
That's interesting. I don't know what this variant is, but I can imagine there's a bag full of all the buildings, and then you have each turn, you're going to pull a certain number out of the bag, and those are the only ones available.
My favorite's going to be if that's not the variant and you just made another variant. You're like, I'm going to trademark that real quick.
Loki style.
Anyway, my number 6 is Caverna. Before you switch, Chris, I do want to say that I put this on. I was like, Feast for Odin was my first thought.
Yeah, that's what I
But
was thinking.
Feast for Odin actually has trays. I can just go out, bum, 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 and put them out.
Right.
They're
Right.
fine.
Yeah.
Caverna does not have that.
That makes sense.
That's my.
Number 5. So sometimes if you have a bad game of this, the setup can be longer than the game. Because it can be a
always a
very
good way to
swingy
start.
game. But I mean, that's not always. And if, that's not always, I guess. That is usually the exception. But this is Final Girl. In Final Girl, similar to some of the others we've said, you're going to choose a location and you're going to choose a scenario. In this case, you're choosing your location and the killer and then yourself as a Final Girl as well. And you have all those little decks of cards, which there's stacks of the same card, but you do have to separate them out because you need to visually be able to see them all. You have your location that you have to set up with all the different meeples on it and make sure the right number of meeples are the right places based on the setup card you got. You have to make a location deck. You have to make an item deck, and then sometimes, depending on the killer, you have to have the right item in the right deck, shuffled up at the right location. So it's all these little fiddly things just to sit down and go, I'm ready to play.
Yeah.
And then sometimes 3 turns in, you have a really, really bad
Okay, but if that happens, don't you just kind of reset and start over?
100% I always do.
If I do all that setup, I'm staying with the setup.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. So yes, this is one that I think is absolutely worth that setup because you have, like you were saying with Legendary, some great thematic moments and just very, very memorable gameplays. But again, you're not just bringing two things together. You're bringing location, Final Girl, and killer as well into this map with these little meeples, and the map is, I mean, smaller than an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper that you're having to put them all in and make sure they're on the right spots. So it's one that is fiddly, but like we said, a lot of these well worth it.
Yeah, I'm agreed on that. All right, my number 5 is.
Did you hear that?
No, that's the I wasn't listening, so I have nothing to say. Let's move on.
Like, yeah, sure.
Yep. Moving on.
I agree with that. Final Girl was on there. It was on my short list. Mm-hmm. I agree.
Carry on. What's your number 5? You don't care.
My number 5 is pretty much
games with a lot of cards.
This has a lot of cards. This is pretty much like if you took all the zombie sides that have their own kind of setup things and you put them together in one system, which I love, but this system takes a while, and it is Shadows of Brimstone. Shadows of Brimstone is a game that you have not played. I'm really ready for you guys to play this. But this one, really because of me, I actually put my picture. I actually put a Stargate in the middle of that. So that's all I can find. So I set mine up a lot on there. But the whole thing is, in the core box itself, you have hundreds of cards, tokens, minis, maps, everything in there. And that's the core box. So more expansions on this. It just adds more and more. Then on top of that, as you go through different campaigns, you have to kind of set that quest deck, put the cards you want in there, so many supplements that you put in there. And again, this is I don't like deck building like those CCGs, but this is something I enjoy, building those quest decks. You find certain things as you go through the missions, but it is tedious. It's one of those things, if you're playing later in the week, you're going to start getting stuff ready to make that a thematic experience. So I love this game, but again, it doesn't hit the table as much as it should because it's a lot of setup. And there's no good storage solution. I think, like you mentioned before, that can help alleviate a lot of this. But I mean, outside of Etsy and outside of all these homebrew things.
But even with that stuff, sometimes if it's anything that's scenario-based or based on player count or something like that, there's really not a good storage solution for it.
Right.
That's going to, I can have my stuff separated, but I still have to make all these little micro decisions in order to get it to the table.
Yeah, exactly. So really, this is the one that if somebody says, hey, I have it set up, I'll go to their house and play it. It's so much easier to drive an hour and play their copy.
All right, my number 5 is a game I love. I am often asked to teach this games at conventions, and I'm like, I'll teach it, I guess, but I got to stay there. I have to set up the whole game for everybody. I can't be like, set it up first. I set it up. I get everything ready. I build the deck. I build the boss deck. I build the item decks. I build all the different decks. This is Project Elite. I love Project Elite. It's a fantastic game.
Good,
and once it's set up, it runs pretty smoothly, but you got to pick the scenario. You got to look through the book for your number of players to put those markers in the right spots. You got to build a deck with, how difficult do you want the level to be, put the cards in the thing, and you have to find specific cards. And once it's ready, you're good.
Yeah.
But
play so quick.
Everyone picks a character, and you're like, here's the 80 characters to pick from, and here's all the different boss monsters, and there's a lot going into it. And then once we got it, and I teach it, everyone runs to that first, 2 rounds. I'm like, and now I can leave. I'm like, I've been here for 45 minutes to an hour because of the setup.
Yeah.
But I do love it.
There's definitely that one that I thought of pretty quickly and on my short list. But I
agree.
I felt like the other thing that gets in the way is the minis, because there's so many of the minis and you need them. They're like, 20 or 25 of each, and they're all the same, but you have to have them in 3 distinct piles because you're pulling them quickly and taking them off quickly, and so you have to also keep it organized as you go, and you have to take that into account when you set up. Not just, here's all your minis, but you have to very much be spatially aware as you're setting it up for the player accessibility in real-time access to the board.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's my number 5.
My number 5 is going to be Arkham Horror.
Number 4.
4 is going to, I'm saying it slow, sorry to give you time to catch up. Number 4 is Arkham Horror, the card game. I realized I jumped right into it.
Is it that much work to set this up?
It's work in the same way that we talked about the others, whereas if you're going through a campaign, you are having to choose specific locations and specific challenges and set them up. But then you're also having to build a like book deck that's going to come out. So there's 2 different things that you're setting up, 2 different decks that you're customizing. And then you have to, depending on the scenario, build the bag with the right tokens and the right number of tokens based on your difficulty or based on what the scenario has. And so you're having to pull all these different components together. But on top of that, as you're going through it, you're also having to do deck building. So, you know, the one that came after this, the Marvel Champions, where you have those ready-go decks, you know, and you can do those one-offs like, cool, you know, if nothing else, I'll just play with this deck that I already have built. Arkham Horror, as you're going through the campaign, you are getting different points and having to upgrade your deck and change out cards and really customize your deck. And ultimately, that's a lot of the fun of the game, but it very much is built into the campaign to do that. So there's not a way to really, I'm going to pre-build this beforehand and then be ready to go. You need to do it beforehand, knowing what you've chosen, knowing what's in your deck, and being ready to start that specific scenario. So yeah, it can be really, really easy. It can be really, really not, you know, depending on the scenario and which campaign you're in. But it always feels daunting because you don't know what you're getting into.
Pretty straightforward as far as like, I haven't set this up before. One book, you just follow this, or do you have to go back and forth between book and book?
There's one book you're following, but the actual board that you're building out is changing because you're building the board with cards as you go, the different locations. And each location is going to act differently, but it's also a compilation of a couple different decks that you built going into it. So you have I can't remember the names right now, but you have the 2 decks that you're shuffling together, you know, the 2 different symbols. It's like, grab this symbol and this symbol, shuffle them together and make it over here, you know, so, yeah.
There's so much content too.
There's so much content, and that is a compliment. I love this game so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely a little like deep breath going into it because, like I said, you don't know what to expect each setup. So anyway, that's my number 4, Arkham Horror, the card game.
All right, my number 4 is actually another dungeon crawl, which I think it might be the last dungeon crawl on my list. I love me some dungeon crawls.
Did you say your number 4 is dungeon crawlers?
It should be. No, it's not. Anyway, but yeah, no, this one is one that I do love, again, but I have just made an insert that makes it easier, but it is Deep Rock Galactic. Deep Rock Galactic I do love, but again, the hexagonal boards, it's hard to find and then lay it out perfectly as you can go through and start moving the minis. I, again, love this game, but there's a lot that goes into. There's tokens for everything from mines, terrain, eggs, health. Everything has their tokens. The biggest thing with a lot of these style of games is token overload. You have so many tokens. The right tokens have to be out there to be discovered, and that itself adds a lot of time to set up. You know, so these also have to have things off or they're reversed so that when you mine through and drill through, you can find certain things. So there's a lot. Again, a great insert will help with this, but it won't alleviate everything being scenario specific, which is a big thing on that, you know, because you are playing a particular scenario in this. So this is a huge setup, but again, I think it's worth it, but it's a lot. Yeah.
All right, my number 4 is another big one. I'm going to do another Sacred Cow. We just got the 2nd edition of this game, and what's stopping me from playing through it? Setup. Why do I play the video game version of it? Setup. And this is Gloomhaven. Gloomhaven, and it's the map. Now, listen, I know they came out with map books, or at least they said they were going to come out with map books. I don't own said map books, so I cannot speak to
Jaws
them.
the Lion, but I don't think they've come... Or they're coming with 2nd edition or something like that. But I don't think they have them for the first. I don't know if they're out yet. I think
they were making them for 2nd edition and for Frosthaven.
Yeah.
I'll put this all together. But, man, when you play with the book, you're like, oh, what do I do with all this free time I have suddenly?
Right.
Yeah.
And because just finding the maps and building it. And I was just thinking about this when you did Deep Rock Galactic. It's so annoying when you're building the map and suddenly you're like, everything is 1 hex off.
Oh, oh my goodness. I hate that so much.
Something's wrong, and you're like, wow, where is it? Oh, it's here. I got to move everything.
Then you have to I just have to restart because I can't think backwards from, man.
Yeah, and you have to make that decision. You're like, do we restart? Do we keep going? Right.
Gloomhaven isn't just the map tiles, right? There's every time that you play with a bad guy, you're like, okay, now find their specific deck and get it ready. And get their cards out and put out these tokens. And there's just a lot going on. And just opening the box tires me out. I'm like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, it's that deep breath, that moment of like, to collect yourself. You're like, I can do this and it'll be worth it. Here we go.
I like Gloomhaven. I think it's fun. A lot of fun. It's great. But like we just got the second edition. I'm like, ooh, I want to play through this for a while. I'll even solo it and get through it. But there's a setup.
Yeah.
And my wife is currently using my table for a 3,000-piece puzzle. I think I'm never getting the table.
She's always using your table for a puzzle, by the way.
But 3,000 pieces? That's impressive.
She has not yet finished a frame.
But it should take 6 to 8 years, to be honest.
Holly told her, she's like, I will, when I come home from college this winter, I'll help you finish it. And I was like, that's a joke, right? My wife was like, maybe not.
Maybe.
She hopes she graduates college. She'll
what
come
is
back.
it? What's the picture?
No one knows. It's upside down.
No, it's a big... What? I think it's a fair. I don't remember.
So it's pretty intricate, too.
Well, I mean, that was my choice. All right, so I bought it. That's my number 4, Gloomhaven.
My number 3, I think, is bringing together a lot of the different points that we've talked about so far. And this is going to be Spirit Island. It's got your different decks that you have to make. You have to set up your invader deck, and 1, 2, and 3, and there's different numbers of each, and then stack that invader deck. Then you have to make a fear deck, which has different numbers in between each. Then if you're playing with events, make sure you pull in the event deck. If you're playing with the expansion, make sure you have those events, not these other events. So you have to do all that. You also have these fiddly little pieces on the board that you have to set up on each of the board. That's after you build the board because it's modular. But then you have to set up, make sure it has the right number of cities on the starting ones, the Dahan and the Explorer. Oh, then you have to show the Explorers and then put up the Explorers and do that first phase there. And then you still have your individual spirit setup, which is unique to every spirit. So you have to read the back of the board to understand how your spirit works, see where you set it up, then turn it over and put out all the tokens to seed your board, like we see right there, and make sure you're out on the map as well. So the pieces are small, they can be fiddly, there's a lot going on. There's also deck construction, and not deck construction, I guess a little bit of deck setting at the beginning. It's a little bit of everything that just really gets in the way of getting the game to the table quickly. It definitely bogs down for sure.
And expansions add to that probably, right? Because you have all the expansions for this.
I do have I love this game. I do have all the expansions, so I think I have... Well, no, I take that back. I don't have Nature Incarnate, and so I only have like 24 spirits out of like the 30 that are available.
Wow.
So, yeah, and it's like, and again, each of those are very unique in how they set up and what they can do. Oh, and your personal deck that you have to start with. And then if you're teaching somebody and they start with a progression deck, and so you have to pull out their progression deck and set that for them. It can be a lot of overhead. It does get better, especially if everyone knows how to play. This is one that we can all jump in and help on.
Right.
And that is, of course, my favorite way to play. But
and the Horizons thing sets it up quicker, or no?
No, it's the same.
Yeah, that's rough. Okay, all right. So my number 3 is one I try to do on my birthday because then people will not complain about it. It is a long. You do not like this game. You won't even play with me on my birthday. But it's one of those.
I will not play a game I dislike on anyone's birthday.
It's not right.
Do you still invite him to your birthday party, though?
I do not.
Does he get a balloon?
He's never invited me to his birthday party. What are you talking about?
I bring cake.
He brings his own cake to his own birthday party.
Every day. I bring... It's for me. Anyway, this one, it's a lot to do, card-wise, everything, but it's great when it gets going. It is Firefly. Firefly is a game that I love. This game. It does have a big box, but the whole thing is in just the card section of this.
Wait, so you've already done this one?
What do you mean? Anyway,
wait, wasn't this your number 6?
You know what? I'm not talking to Tom. I'm talking to you people out there. So in just the cards, you've got the contacts, you've got the supply planets, the New Deck Alliance and Border, Misbehave Deck, goals, jobs. It's like you're setting up a tiny bookstore on the outside.
I see the full game setup. I was like, what is going on?
It is insane. And then you add the expansions like Kalidasa and I think Blue Sun. Most tables it will not fit on.
Wow.
It is that big. But it's great when you get going because you really feel like you're in the biggest game in the verse, You go through it, but it is a lot. I mean, and then
what
players
if I set it up for you?
Oh, 100%.
Would that be a happy birthday present?
That would be, and then you walk away?
Well, I'm not going to play it.
Yeah, I just set it up for you.
You're going to make me solo Firefly?
No, there's other people at your party. Is he the only one at your birthday?
Yes.
Oh. But he doesn't even come, he said.
I know. I just wait for him.
Well, imagine I'm setting it up. As you set up the game, I'm behind you going... We're doing a ghost thing with setup.
A ghost. Oh, anyway, now I no longer like Firefly after that mental picture.
Yeah.
But no, again, that's not even counting. Everyone has their custom character set up. It's just a lot. And again, the theme shines through on this, which is why the setup's so strong. But it's my number 3, Firefly.
All right, my number 3. I like to set this up a lot, but it's still long. It's very long, but it's fun.
But you enjoy it.
And I set it up differently every single year. Every single time I
got it.
Oh, yes.
Every year?
Okay.
Pitch card.
Pitch card,
Yep. Okay.
Pitch card. This is a setup, though, right? And now I am hoping, I just had my daughter glue all the red...
The rails. I think you say the pieces together.
No,
I was like, no, Tom, that's terrible.
I did not glue a track like it's in the storage unit. We're going to need a flatbed to move this. No, but I had her glue those red pieces in because I was like, I'm done with this. I'm so sick of that part of it. But it is fun to set up, but it's lengthy. I will spend 45 minutes setting this up.
But you enjoy every minute of it, though.
I don't, but this is just games that take a long time to set up.
That's true.
This is one of them. And this is a small.
That's very small.
No, that's
child setup.
You do like 6 tables.
I say we use 6 tables at Dice Tower East to set this up. It is massive.
And no one makes it to the end.
In the year 2024, someone made it to the end. I'm serious. Let me rephrase it. In the year of our Lord, 2024, one fortunate soul made it to the end.
I'm glad you're in charge of real races. It would be terrible.
You'll never make it.
Wow.
All right. Anyway, huge game. Pitch card.
Number 2 is my first crossover and one that I thought would be the crossover, and this is going to be Gloomhaven. This setup on this is to the point that I don't play the game anymore.
Have you played the video game?
I've not played the video game, but I just can't even bring myself to pull it out and play. I will still play Jaws of the Lion. Because at least it's taking out the boards, and has that flip book in it. But even then, it's the little token, like you said, making sure it's on the right hex, making sure we're starting at the right place, and making sure you have everything you need for all the different monsters, because they have their own deck, and they have their own little tokens, and they have their own this. And so it's just Jaws of the Lion I will play, but actual base Gloomhaven at this point. I want to try 2nd edition, and I was talking to Folded Space at Gen Con. They said they're doing an insert for it, which is really, really good, they said. Of course, they're going to say that, right? But she did say it was really good.
It's not great.
You did lead off this list by saying my number 10's a great pick.
Yeah.
So it makes sense your friends say the same thing.
No. But, they're huge fans of the game, and so we're very heavily involved in how do we get this to the table much quicker. The insert should help. So I'm excited about 2nd edition and try that. But this base, I unfortunately, a game I love, have no interest in playing because of the setup. So that's my number 2.
All right, my number 2, again, it's one of those token and component overload, hundreds of tokens on here, modules, tokens, dice, all that. I love the game, and it is Andromeda's Edge. Andromeda's Edge is great, but there's no getting past the fact that it's a lot, man. It's like, module, tokens, dice, player boards, miniatures, everything on there, and it's a lot. And on top of that, they have an insert. The insert is fine. I don't think it speeds up setup much. You would know. You threw yours away.
I threw it away.
Does it keep it organized but doesn't actually aid setup?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And barely keeps it organized.
Yeah, and there's a lot of cross-referencing. You mentioned before cross-referencing where you have to look over here to do this and back and forth, different books, different pages, go back and forth. And there's not some sort of quick. I like when they know this is going to be a problem going in. Obviously, you look at the board, it's going to be a problem. If they had some sort of quick setup guide, not only for first setup, for 3rd or 4th setup. Right. I haven't played it in 2 months. Here you go. Here's a quick way. Once it's set up, I get it, right? But you're going to forget little things. And there's not in here. There's obviously Other ones, files and things on BGG, you can download. But it's nice if they put something forward,
I played a game the other day, I think, and it had a separate sheet that was set up. So setup was not in the rule book. It was its own cardboard sheet that was separate.
Really?
I know, and I thought that was interesting because it would solve that third and fourth play where I don't need the rule book anymore, but I still want the setup real quick as reference. Anyway, I just remembered that. I thought it was really interesting.
Half the setup is on a different page, but the picture is back on the first.
The component list is on page 1, and on page 3 is the setup.
Put the 6
raging.
Dominion cards in. I'm like, what are Dominion cards? So I go back to the front. And I'm like, okay, that's where they are. Now, where did they go? So then I go to the second page, and I'm looking for that.
Yeah.
I had one.
So it's like, which one? It's like, pull these cards out. And it's like, well, which one is that? Okay, that's the one with the green background. Let me go back. How many do I need to have? It's so
one
frustrating.
rulebook had like their little name, like Delingadorians or whatever, and then it said green tokens. And I'm like, yes, thank you for that. Let me know what you're talking about.
Give me the dummy's guide to set up.
Yes.
And have it be separate from the rule book.
Yes.
That's all I need.
That's all I need.
It's
not asking a lot.
No. Bare minimum.
All right, my number 2 is a sort of crossover with Joey.
Big box.
It is, you said Aliens, but I'm going to say Marvel. Marvel Legendary. I got to say, for a deck building game, it's such a pain. And this is one of the reasons I didn't play it so often. Not only is it a pain, this is also the tear down is terrible. But you're like, okay, they're like, pick 5 heroes. So you go through and pick these 5 heroes, and then you have to put them there, and then you pick the villains, and if you pick this, you have to pick your mastermind first, and that mastermind leads a specific group of villains, which you need to find, and then you need to get another group of villains, and you need to find the henchmen, and then you're mixing that in, and based on the scheme, you got to do this. It's just a lot of setup for a game that's pretty simple and quick to play.
Yeah.
But setup is a bear.
It's like layered, right? It's like cascading decisions. Yeah.
And some of the schemes you go through, and you're like, that's even more setup. Now, I like the game a lot, which is why it's so high on my list, because I like this so much. This is a setup I don't enjoy. Like pitch car, I enjoy. I don't enjoy this setup. I just find it to be a pain in the butt every time I do it.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Yeah, I will say Aliens is more of a pain. I just don't like it.
You don't like the aliens?
I really don't. But but to be fair, I'm not a huge fan of that theme.
Okay, I'll say the aliens and the Predator are my favorite, but they're
so that theme doesn't affect me. I like the superhero theme much better.
Yeah.
So this is my number 2.
My number 1, I would have thought it would have been a crossover, but I'm wondering if it's just because I've played it more that the setup has become more cumbersome as I've gone, because I'm enjoying the game so much. I'm in the middle of a campaign on this one.
This was...
I love it so much, but the more I go, it's like, can we just play like 4 scenarios in a row so I don't have to set it up again?
You are right.
Oathsworn?
You are right. Yeah.
Oathsworn into the Deepwood. This one, I love this game. I am thoroughly, thoroughly enjoying the campaign.
Yeah.
But the part of the problem with this setup, it's 2 things. First of all, there's 2 setups.
Yes.
Because you have the story set up, and which you're taking out envelopes and you're getting your characters, and they're all very different, and so you have to figure out what's going on, and then some point there's a trigger, and then you go into the big boss battler part. So you either flip the board or take a mat. I mean, it's very, very wide, I guess, kind of spectrum of what can happen at that point and what you're setting up. And so you have to do it again. And you're having to choose your actual hand of cards, because you might have, 12 cards available to you, but you're only choosing 7 of them each time you go into combat. So you're also having to make those choices right then, plus all your different allies that have come in. So there's a ton of componentry. There's personalized decks that you are choosing to build each round. You could say, I always use these ones. I always use these cards, so this is just my deck for this character. But that's not the case, because depending on the monster you're fighting, you might want a ranged or a short attack. So there's nothing you can do beforehand to even prep for that, session, other than just set it up and, all right, let's start the game. And by that, I mean we'll actually start the game in about 15 minutes. So I find that to be very cumbersome, but man, is it outweighed by such a great story and a great time. And it has something that you were talking about with Gloomhaven as well, and maybe you with Deep Rock Galactic, how anytime they have that grid or that hex-based stuff that you have to put out, I don't know what it is. Like, I recognize mathematically, scientifically, that is a really good method to make a modular board, but I just can't comprehend it. I don't know why. So I'm always, when we get to the part where we have to set out a monster, if we turn over to the hex-based side, it's always like, oh, all right, the house is 1, 2, 3 up and 1, 2, 3 to the northeast, because it's not really right. Wait, it's near this little picture.
Oh,
like,
I'm with you.
I cannot comprehend it, because
time.
I mean, it's a massive board. There's probably 125 hexes on there.
I just figure if we're close, we're close. Did it help me beat the monster? Then I did it right.
Right. Yeah. Maybe that's what I need to do. I should be a little more loose on it. But I always try to find that exact one. It's like, this token goes on this one. I'm like, ew, in the barely off center hex in the board. Okay, let me find it. It's a counting game. So anyway, yeah, my number 1 is Oathsworn Into the Deepwood.
I'm 100%. And the fact that the big one with the minis comes in like, I don't know, 30 boxes. Yeah. So, I'm with you. All right. So, my number 1 is, this thing has, 17 characters. You got like 1,500 cards, 200 map tiles. It is the only 3-way crossover here. And it is Gloomhaven. Yeah. And here's the thing. Here's why this stands above the rest at number 1, because this has, for several reasons, eliminated me playing this game. And on top of all of that just stupid setup, the tokens, the standees, every single enemy the management is brutal on it. And then on top of that, they didn't even try to make an insert. They gave it to you, and they did the whole, may the odds be ever in your favor, and just said, good luck. That they knew what they were doing.
It almost feels like they have a secret back room.
Oh, yeah. all the employees have the insert, and it's like the coveted,
there was lid lift when you get it. You're like, when I punch this, it's insane how much it is. And this is the only one that, again, like you said, the video game replaced it.
As a side note, we've been recently playing Iridia.
Yes.
And I was like, Iridia? No. Because Iridia's not that bad.
No, it's not.
It's like, find map 17. I'm like, 17?
Right.
Done.
Yep.
And then we're out. It's still not easy per se.
Right.
But Gloomhaven is tough. And I do want to play that 2nd edition. I really do.
I really do, too. I want to give it a try. I've heard that they've streamlined a lot of the mechanisms and the gameplay as well to keep it flowing better instead of getting a little bit grindy. So I am excited about 2nd edition. It's more changes than I expected. Sorry.
You give them you give them a bit of leeway because they were one of the first ones. Iridia's kind of fixed that system as far as, again, they didn't even try. Your organization options are bags, boxes, or chaos. And it's just, again, it doesn't hit the table anymore. Because of that.
Hey, we did have a 3-way crossover. Great. All right, my number 1 is another 2-way crossover. This was easy. It's with Joey. This
Big
one
bucks.
is HeroScape.
Yeah,
I love this game. And I actually like the setup, but I also think very carefully about playing HeroScape. Someone's like, do you want to play HeroScape? I'm like, do I have the hour and a half to put the setup together? Because you're seeing this in quick motion. This takes a while, and this definitely, I have built levels and then go, oh wait, it's one hex up and I have to slide everything over. It's not too bad.
Here's where this stands apart. I see that, I'm like, I want to play on that board so much. Because after you see it set up, you're like, look at that.
It has that toy factor to get you excited.
Yes.
Same with Pitch Card. You're like, oh my gosh, and I got to, it's like building something with Legos almost, It's like I enjoyed building that even though I know it was work. But yeah, it's I haven't played this one. I need to.
Yeah.
I'm getting it all sorted out. You might have a chance at the retreat, upcoming retreat, because Rod will be there. He will be rude and mean. As he has to take that in with the.
As he does.
All right. Well, let us know in the comments what your biggest setup games are if we didn't watch. We'll talk about a few more that didn't make the list for our Patreon. So check out Dice Tower Patreon in the links below. And that's all. That's it for us live this week. We have many more videos going up over the weekend, and we'll be back with plenty of stuff next week because I think after this weekend we might have caught up on sleep.
Woohoo!
Yes, I need the weekend, but I'll get there.
And there's no other conventions happening this year. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, I'm Tom.
I'm Camilla.
And I'm Joey.
And we're playing games forever.
Woohoo!
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel. Thanks for watching this video. Check out our channel. We have a lot of videos on our channel. We have live videos that go up each week.
from live Q&As to videos where we take a look at the newest stuff on Kickstarter, crowd surfing, to top 10 lists and more. There's lots of stuff on this channel. We encourage you to explore it. You can find out more at our website, dicetower.com. I'm Tom Vasel. Thanks for watching another video on the Dice Tower.